Hello and welcome to another night of Dungeons and Dragons and the finale of Andor Season 2. I am your DM for tonight, Brito Gabashide, and welcome. It's so sad that this is ending, but I am so proud of all the players for bringing what they have to the table for this story, and I am very excited to finish it off with some of the most talented people that I know. And also, we stream here for all of the games at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. For those that are new to D&D, it is an immersive fantasy game that comprises of a group of players called a party, and they get to make their own characters. And I, as the DM, get to make up an intricate, traumatizing story that they have to go through as said characters. And we have this lovely little thing called a D20 that we roll for our choices, and also other dice for our stats, other choices, etc. So, with that being said, let's introduce these wonderful players. Let's go with Sam first.
Hi, I am Sam DeLev. I am playing Solitude the Soulless today, our Grave Cleric, and we are they.
All right, and Rox.
Hey everybody, I'm Rox. I will be playing Osmond today, and both of our pronouns are he, him.
All right, and Honorian.
Hello, I'm Honorian. I go by he, him. I'll be playing Jean, also he, him.
Okay. Tenny.
I am Tenny. I'll be playing Revna. We both go by she, her.
And finally, we have Noir.
Hello, I'm Noir. I play Drestel. Noir goes by he, they. Drestel goes by they, them.
Perfect. And you can find these lovely folks anywhere on the internet, on Twitter. They do a lot of stuff on Twitter, do a lot of stuff on Twitch. Yeah. I am also, my name is Brito, and like I said, I am she, they, and I DM these lovely folks, and I also do other campaigns as well. I am a professional TTRPG player and all that great stuff. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at Brito_. So yeah, thank you all for joining us. With that being said, we are going to have a 3.5, maybe 4-hour show today. We'll see. And as usual, we have a 10-minute break in between. So let's move on to our sponsors. We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. As you can see in the lovely windows of our players, there are miniatures in the corner that they got to make with me in a series called Making the Mini that you can find on Roll Together RPG's YouTube. So whenever they're like in combat and initiative, I saw this the other night, they rotate and it's so cute and it's great. It's awesome. But yeah, you can watch the Making the Mini series where I got to sit down one-on-one with the players, and we got to walk through and make their characters. But Hero Forge is a customization website for TTRPG players where you can go on there and make your own characters. They just introduced color in Hero Forge 2.0, and they also just introduced accessibility options as well. So yeah, Hero Forge is doing a lot of great things, so go check them out at heroforge.com. We are also sponsored by Ultra Pro, which is a company that makes character folios and dice bags. They are kind of the leading manufacturer and supplier for all of your gaming accessory needs. So you can join us in Twitch today to win a gift voucher. Just go ahead and say something and you will be entered in a random drawing. And mind you, this does go internationally, so anyone can enter to win something. And if you want to know what they're like and what their products are like, head over to ultrapro.com. We are also sponsored by Elderwood Academy, and they have dice boxes and deck boxes and rolling trays, and they have some that are disguised as like ancient arcane tomes. That is really cute. And there are also dice towers and rolling trays as well. And you can get 10% off of your purchase with the code in all caps roll-together at checkout. So find out what they have and find out if anything tickles your fancy at elderwoodacademy.com. And we are also supported by D&D Beyond, which is a digital guide to Dungeons and Dragons. Without that, we would not be able to have our lovely character sheets in the left-hand side of the screen. So a huge shout out to D&D Beyond. We are also supported by Level Up Dice. There's a link in the chat for the Table Shakers range. And we are also supported by two lovely D&D video games, Idle Champions and Warriors of Waterdeep. You can see some of the codes at the bottom of the screen. You can type in Command Idle Champions or Command Warriors of Waterdeep into the Twitch chat for download links. And for Idle Champions, there is a code you can directly enter into the game or type command code into the Twitch chat for a golden chest. And for Warriors of Waterdeep, you can type in WOW Gems in all caps, WOW Gems into Twitch chat for a link, which you'll need to use on your mobile device if you have the game loaded, and you will get free gems. And on all socials, we are Roll Together RPG. There are links in the chat. Please do like, subscribe, follow, all that great stuff. Tell your friends. And a massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find that link in the chat as well. Without them, we would not be able to have the shows that we do. So a huge thank you to them. And you can also join today if you would like. And our shows are also available as podcast versions. If you don't like looking at our faces and love listening to our voices, that's totally fine. And on all streaming platforms, it is available in podcast versions. And finally, we play a diverse group of characters with a diverse group of players with a wide range of sexual orientations and also gender identities as well. Our tables are trans positive and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are different or that are a different gender from their own, and we aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen. And we have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance or accidentally misgender, we are opening to be corrected. So please, 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 just let us know if you think one has been missed. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the finale of Andor Season 2. So Revna, where are you on the ship right now?
She would probably have looked for Callum again on the ship before they left the port. I don't know. And after she couldn't find him, I'm guessing, she would then probably try and find the closest thing to like the war room or some sort of place to plan, I guess. And then she would she'd be mulling over some notes about trying to find her brother.
And I think because Revna is really familiar with the redemption and how it is and where things are, I can see her going into the captain's quarters because it's
Okay.
just that comfortable. And so you're sitting there and you are kind of scribbling out the first things that come to mind. And when you do sit down, you kind of feel the exhaustion on your shoulders of everything that has been happening up until this point. And as you're kind of mulling over that, guilt starts to come in because your connection to Val Raven hasn't been lost. And it's still there, and you still experience these things. But for once, and strangely enough, it's not riddled with fear. It's not riddled with the paranoia that you're used to. You're kind of at peace with it. And suddenly there is a knock on the door, and Callum comes in, and he looks at you, and he's like, "Hi, I just saw you walk in here. I'm. Are you okay? Is everyone okay?
Been?
What do you mean? I've been down here this whole time."
Delta and I've been looking for you. I just searched the entire ship. We couldn't find you before we docked at Park.
He walks in and he shuts the door behind him. I've been down here this entire time, Revna. I was making sure that, inventory was stocked, considering that we got some new stuff from Tali, so I was in the stock room.
Can I insight check and see if it's him? Or see if I... Cross your fingers. Cross your fingers, y'all. Oh, we're coming back!
Storytelling dice.
We got a 16.
Hey. So, yeah. It's him, but he is genuinely confused.
Is he seeing... Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm just... It's the finale, y'all. It's the finale. We're 5 minutes in.
Literally 5 minutes in.
Sorry. So, does he seem to have any undead on him or anything that I heard the others talk about?
Mm-mm. That's
She's
full
gonna
transparency. No, he doesn't.
Okay. She's gonna go up to him and just put a hand on his cheek and see. I don't know. She's kind of checking him. Not checking him, but not patting him down, not checking him out. Just
To clarify. Disclaimer.
Just kind of okay, are you kind of thing. What is... Don't trust it, man. Okay. It's fine. And
he's like, oh, hi.
Okay. She'll kind of walk away and just start not pacing exactly, but just taking a minute to just kind of take this in.
And with the 16, you notice that he's normal, but he seems kind of ramped up, anxious. He wants to say something, but he can't, almost.
Callum, what is it? What? Have you been on the ship the whole time? Has that been you? When we questioned you?
Wait. None of this is making sense. And he leans back against the door and he's like, what's going on? What's happening?
She'll go up to him. I don't know, but we're going to find out. What What's the last thing you remember?
When you all got on the ship from Andor, I saw you. Delta showed you around. That's all I remember.
You don't remember us having that talk after?
Mm-mm. And then the most recent memory is me going through the inventory, and it was as if, you know, I've just been doing that this whole time. Like, it hasn't been like a new thing. And I don't know what's happening.
Come sit down. Just take a minute and...
No, did I hurt you? Did I hurt anyone? Be honest with me.
Not as far as I know.
Is Delta okay?
I just saw Delta about an hour ago. She's grieving, but she's all right.
Grieving, why?
Magnus was killed. When we stopped at Tally, there's something going on. There were eyes everywhere. The darkness is getting closer to us, and we couldn't find you. You don't remember where you've been the past day or so?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything on you? Anything different?
He looks down and he kind of examines his body. No. Nothing.
Do you remember being in the same room as Magnus? You don't remember the questioning? He said he was having nightmares where he was dying and dark things were plaguing him. Did you have any of those before? When you remember?
I remember being in a room and I couldn't see anything. And like I put my hands out in front of me, but I couldn't move them any further, and I kept pushing, and I could hear your voice, and it's like I was trapped somewhere, and I just thought I was just having a bad dream or something.
It wasn't you. Callum, we will figure this out. Look at me. I promise you, we will figure this out. Just like we've done everything else together.
And the emotion on his face, he starts to tear up. I just don't want them. Atticus and Eric, I don't want them to die because
of me.
Mean? It's my fault that they're gone.
Why do you think that?
I just thought that, you know, maybe giving into this Valravan shit, maybe it would like make something I thought it would make you come back. Like if I told Valravn what I wanted.
What did you tell him?
I just wanted you back.
What kind of deal did you make with him, Callum?
He needs souls. And so I gave him Eric and Atticus.
What do you mean? You gave him Eric and Atticus?
I traded their souls for yours.
Are we going to save my brother? Or are we... Why are we even on course for this if you knew this the entire time?
I'm sorry, Ravna. I really am.
You're sorry. That's... Explain to me exactly what you said to him. Exactly what he wanted.
And you hear... Actually, I'm going to make you roll for this. Roll an intelligence check.
$17.
Okay. So when you hear this voice in your ear, it's almost as if it's been there the whole time. Like you've heard this voice before. And it says, hold on. And then suddenly the scene before you is gone. And all there are black feathers at this random stone pathway that kind of goes further into the void. And when you walk, it seems like black feathers just slowly start to flutter down onto the ground. And then on the platform that kind of leads from the pathway, there's someone curled up, and it looks like there's black cloaks sort of draping over their body. And they slowly sit up, and that silk black hair that you remember from the Isle of Raven is kind of falling from the sides of their face, only it's not the same being that you saw before. It's another person. Their skin is this beautiful deep brown, and you can see the remnants of braids kind of coming undone in their hair. And they look up at you, and their eyes are this light brown, and their nose, they kind of have wide nostrils. Their lips are full, jawline is strong, and they look genuine. And they sit up. It's about time you let me in. Thank you. And they stand up. And when they stand up, they're tall, probably about 6 foot. I've been trying to get your attention for years. But I guess it finally worked. And this platform is kind of raised from the pathway that you're on. So when they step forward, these stairs start to form with each step that they take. And they walk up to you.
Am I supposed to know who you are?
You do, in fact. I am Valravn.
I didn't let you in. What do you mean? What?
It wasn't your fault, per se. Something was keeping you from me. Something that was not myself. And that's still at play.
I am tired of the cryptic nonsense. Explain, what is happening? What? Have you taken the souls of my brother and my friend?
I have not.
Of Calliope?
I have not. That was Ulfric. Listen. Ages ago, Ulfric and I made a deal. And he is currently overseeing Shadow Falls. And it had to do with souls. He told me there was an evil person about Andor. And so I agreed. He wanted to sacrifice someone to save another. He performed the ritual. He gave me the soul. But it wasn't who I thought it was. The soul was innocent. One of the warmest that I've ever taken. Because of that, it broke my bounds to my immortality. And Ulfric saw the chance to step in, create all of these illusions. Everything that you all have been going through is because of him. He made himself to be me. Even got people to turn away from me, forget who Valravn actually was. And now we're here. I'm in this void and I can't leave. Unless he stopped.
So Ulfric has taken over your form?
That is not my form. This is my form. The ravens that you see are kind. They're supposed to be spirit guides. However, all of them sort of left me, along with my powers. I used the last bit of strength that I had to get you here. Because I refused to let him take away anything else from me. And that includes you.
Why me? Why these dreams? Why have you...
You were bound to me at birth by your actual parents. When they were alive, I was known as the god of guidance. I watched over your family. I protected them for as long as I could remember.
My elven parents? Or
Your real parents. And they asked me to protect you, and so I have been. I know this is a lot, and it seems improbable that a human could take over a god, but it is very possible. Especially if they have enough power to do it.
how do we stop him?
The way to stop Ulfric is simple, but it's not. You prevent him from having the one thing that he wants the most. His son. Why do you think all of this has pushed you towards Shadow Falls? It's because he's willing it that way.
Who is his son?
That is something that is unclear to me. But I'm sure it will come clear soon.
So it must be part of the crew? That's why he's been trying to get us closer?
I guess so. But you all are going to go through mental turmoil, things that are going to seem like they are, but they actually aren't. I'm sure you know that all too well at this point, but just know that if all of you make it out alive, I will be at the other end to protect you.
How do we get them out?
There's a dark magic on Shadow Falls that is keeping them preserved.
The souls?
Their physical bodies are there, but their souls are separated from their bodies. Get the soul, put it in the body, leave Shadow Falls.
So we have to reunite their body with their soul? Okay, how do we defeat him, though? How do we... Keeping his son away from him. It can't be as simple as a fight.
There is something that he placed in his son a long time ago. And I think that thing is awakening now. But if you get the souls and put them back in their present bodies, that will deteriorate his power. Keep his son's soul away from him. That will end him.
Okay, so when we get there, we find the bodies, we find the souls, and it's just as simple as reuniting them, bringing the body. I don't.
Well, of
I'm not
course.
well versed in the ways of souls. Not anymore.
But You are with someone who is. So all is not lost. And it is Ulfric, so he will be trying everything in his power to keep you all away from succeeding. However, the one thing that Ulfric does not have is patience, thought, logic.
Is this a fragment of you? Is this what's left of you?
Yes.
And to bring you back?
That is something I will take care of. You all just worry about getting your loved ones out of there.
And we will.
And you will. And with that, your vision starts to get blurry, and the headache comes back. You close your eyes to kind of see if it's because they're open, but it's still there. And then suddenly you hear Valravn go, "Oh!" And you open your eyes and you look down and you see the blade of a dagger coming out of their stomach. And Ulfric is standing behind them, staring at you. And he says, "You cannot escape me, child." And then you black out. Osmond, where are you on the ship?
I would have followed wherever Jean went, just to keep an eye on him.
Okay. So, Jean, where are you on the ship?
That's $1 million question. Essentially, Jean would be trying to get ahead of this thing that keeps happening. So he would be down, in the under part of the ship, or whatever, but he would be trying to see if he could find maybe a wooden dowel, something not too big, not too heavy, big enough that he could put it in his mouth, and it would prevent him from biting anyone, but not so big it doesn't fit, and try and see about taking some cloth, some rope, whatever, and tying to where essentially he can hang it from his neck, and if he feels something going on, try and shove it in his mouth real quick, and it would hold in place. To get a little cheesy, best way I can explain, for those of you who have seen Demon Slayer, the little thingy Netsuko has in her mouth. Same idea. Make something that I can have so that in the moment I can be pull it up and clamp down, and it will stay in place and help at least give a few moments before I can do anything, even if not stop me.
Okay. And you're leaving your hands free, right?
Oh,
Man.
Well, no. Right now I'm just prepping it. I'm not gonna have it in my mouth at all times. Because I don't want to be just walking around slobbering anyway. The aim would be that it's hanging from my neck, but it's sized to where, if I open my mouth and pull it up and I do this, it will sit in place. It's more of a preparation thing than right now. Yeah. And then otherwise I'd be down underneath in the ship, probably somewhere away from everyone else, in hopes that people aren't the trigger, other than
So
my best friend.
You see him prepping this thing around his neck, and I'm gonna say you both are in this room, and there's like a couple of beds in there. It's just like a regular bedroom.
Right.
And yeah, you see him doing the most with this thing around his neck. And I mean, Jean, you see this halfling suddenly behind you and following you. So
I'm just quietly watching.
Listen, I already told you. If I'm try anything, stab me.
I plan to.
Know why you're here.
I'm just keeping watch, making sure if anything happens, there's somebody there to act.
I would rather that than things going wrong.
Exactly. No more children in danger, no more people in danger. Just to make sure everybody's safe. And if you need any help, let me know.
Think I've got it. I'm just trying to make sure it's a good size.
And as you're doing that, Delta walks in. As she just sees this. Oh, do you two need a moment? Is that what this is?
No, you're free to come in.
Okay.
Is this a thing? I don't.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Okay.
Sure. I just wanted to see if you both needed anything at all, because we're getting pretty close.
Do I need anything? Do I need anything? You got any arrows or anything? Because I'm running a little low.
Of course. If you just go to the armory, you can find some there.
I'll wait for Jean.
How's the how's the blood thing going?
Great. As you could see.
Would you like to explain?
Listen, I haven't been able to control it any time it's happened, but I kind of always can feel it welling up.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I figure, if I have this, if I can shove it in my mouth and it can lift my head and it can just sit there to where it will actively block me. If I'm able to test it at all, at that point, someone can bind my hands. I can't bite anyone. Even if I can freak out or do anything else, I can't bite. That's the big thing. If it just buys me a couple seconds, it's worth it.
You know, strangely, I stopped listening after you said shove it in my mouth. You're going to have to explain again.
You fit on a pirate ship. Just thought you should know. You fit in great here.
I am a pirate, yes. I'm glad you know the obvious.
Delta, how are you feeling? Are you doing well?
As well as can be expected, I guess. Had to carry my best friend's body to, But anyway, I'm more concerned about all of you, just making sure that if you need anything, just know that I will do everything that I can to help.
Sorry.
It is what it is. I've seen plenty of death in my life.
But it's different when you're right there. And we couldn't save him. So, I'm sorry.
I don't blame anyone. But the good news is that we found some extra gin, if you all would like some. You're more than welcome to have some.
No, thank you. I need to be prepared if anything happens.
You know, that's probably the right choice. I don't give Jen 2 children, so yes.
Oh, I'm old enough. I'm just not partaking.
How old are you?
I'll keep that to myself.
So I'm going to say 12. At the very
If you'd like to
most.
believe. If you'd like to believe.
You know, I think we're going to be good friends by the end of this.
By the end of this,
Like cousins. You know, cousins.
I don't think I'll ever see any of you again.
And she puts a hand on your head, just kind of plops it on there and just like rustles your hair. Okay. Well, I will be in captain's quarters if either of you need anything. Jen is up on the upper deck. All we ask is that because, you know, this is a group effort, take one glass to start off with and come back for seconds once everyone is done.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. She's just
Sean,
standing there.
Are you ready to go to the armory?
Let's go get you some arrows.
Thank you.
So she gets out of the way, and you all walk down the hallway to the armory, and could the both of you roll intelligence saving throws with a DC of 18 for me?
Oh, good.
18?
Oh, good. Well, you get an extra +2 because of me.
Hey, Bree, quick question. Would I still be in the armory?
Oh, yeah.
You got a 16 with my bonus.
Also got a 16.
No, I'm saying you did with my bonus.
Oh.
I got a 11, which is also known as the cousin of 18.
No. So
in French.
First, you walk into the armory and you see Drestel's body just laying there.
Laying on the ground?
Laying on the ground. Mm-hmm.
Does he seem just passed out or like
he seems passed out. He doesn't seem like he's dead. He seems like he's fainted or something like that.
Okay. Can I do an investigation check to search the room?
Go for it. You could also roll perception to see if you notice anything too.
15.
15. There's not really anything unusual in the room except for like shit ton of weapons and armor and things like that. And you could see that Drestel was working on something or was sharpening a blade.
You would see that they were etching names into their sword.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the body. Maybe do a little one of these. You good?
Am I good?
Roll an intelligence throw.
Which one of us?
No, wisdom.
Me?
Would that be wisdom to wane something off?
Yeah.
That would be my for Dresel. Yeah, I would say
wisdom. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, not looking good.
Come on, storytelling.
Well, you get +2 because so it's a 10.
No, so I got an 11. So with the +2, that's 13.
So I didn't give you a DC, but it succeeded though.
Okay.
Yeah, the DC was just for them. So Drestel, you feel like hands.
No, I'm not slapping the heck out of you. It's a little light tap.
You feel yourself get backhanded, but no, I'm kidding. You feel just light taps on your face. and your eyes start to.
It's fine. They're awake. It's fine. No, jokes aside. Continue again.
Your eyes start to open, and you see kind of the silhouettes of Oswin and Jean hovered over you.
Are you okay?
Well, I would be lying if I said yes, so I will not say yes.
John's gonna get up and offer a hand to help you stand.
Tears coming down on their face, and they take your hand to get up. It would seem that I have my own demons to face as well. How are you two? Are you well?
Well, we weren't just unconscious on the floor, so I'm gonna chalk it up as good, all things being equal.
Is there anything we can help with?
I'm still not exactly certain what it is I encountered. Visions, perhaps a side effect from the creature that I felt today, or I saw someone that I love very much being hurt and I could not protect them. I'm sorry, I don't have much in the way of answers. This was a magic that I have no talent for.
There's no need to apologize. I'm very sorry that's happening.
Trust me when I say we have experience with seeing things that aren't real, but are very painful.
Whatever it was, it wanted me to know that it was the darkness, and it wanted me to believe that the darkness was all-encompassing and inevitable and a hopeless thing. And I felt what it wanted me to feel, which is why I believe I was on the floor. I don't have any answers. I worry for Asta. That is the loved one that was on the tree. She is beautiful and kind and warm. All the things that vision was not. And I hope that she is safe.
Drestel.
But I don't. Yes.
And John's going to pull out his hammer. And he's going to use Channel Divinity. And just stand in front of him. Obviously, I'm not going to turn undead. I'm going to use the other effect, Sacred Weapon.
How did you know?
No. I'm going to use the Sacred Weapon effect. Not even for, obviously, the bonus or anything, but because it causes whatever weapon I imbue it with to glow with radiant light. The thing about darkness, it always has to recede.
It was strange. Because I believe your words. I think that it is a very strange thing to want to be the darkness when the smallest light can fend off all the darkness in the world. But it was in that moment where I knew this to be true, but I could not feel it. It was a disconnect between what I know and what I could feel. I felt what it wanted me to feel, which was cold and isolated. But how can I be isolated when I am on the floor and two of you come to make sure that I stand up again?
You're not alone in this.
I am not.
Whatever's happening with Asta, we will save her. Together.
And your companion as well. We will save her as well. We will save everyone, and we will show whatever this thing is that darkness is a power, but it is not the power. But should you find yourself in a situation where you don't know if what you are seeing is true and you fall into darkness, if your experience is like mine, try to hold on to the fact that it won't last forever. And that when you are on the floor, should I find you, I will try and help you up as well.
You're very kind.
I am honestly very afraid and worried right now.
Good. A lot of people think that courage means not being afraid. It's not. It just means you have something strong worth fighting for. That's why you gotta hold on to this.
It is good that I found all of you. I could not do this alone. I don't know if I could have gotten out of that place alone. Thank you, Sean.
Of course.
It was not the place I wanted to be in any longer.
What were you making? If you don't mind us asking.
So earlier today, you see, they would clear their eyes again. We encountered a being of darkness, and luckily, thanks to Sylvie and Revna, we were able to fell it. But in doing so, I dulled my blade a little, so I just began to sharpen it. And before we could, a lot of people were lost.
Wait. You got attacked while we were at port?
Yes. I went to a butcher in pursuit of... I know that you are having a hard time, eh?
And Drestel, when you say butcher, you hear a voice in your head.
No! No! Just a
Great.
flick of the eye.
The voice, you didn't hear a voice in your head. You saw a visage in your head.
It's hard to be still, but I know that you have been having a bit of difficulty. And when I first began to shift, I found that finding a compromise with the beast within and myself helped me. So I thought that I might be able to find blood so that the next time, whatever it is that ails you began to come, you would have a sort of supplement. But the individual that I ran into was some fiend in disguise who had murdered many people. Me and Sylvie were able to give them a proper rest and to discover many of their names. And so I have begun to, in honor of them, to memorialize them on my blade. It is the finest blade I've ever made. And I would like for it to have purpose. And to continue their story, I feel is the smallest tribute I can give them. So I began to etch, and that is when the darkness overcame me. It didn't start that way, though. It started very nice. I felt Ulster's presence again, which I have longed for since I left. That's why I'm here. There's a necklace I'm supposed to find. It's not important. Well, it is important, but I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, Oswin, can you roll a history check for me?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. 19.
So you know that amulet that Vala stole?
Mm-hmm.
That's Asta's necklace. And is the protection of all of Andor. You remember that suddenly.
We know where Vala is right now. Actually, the last time that we saw Vala, did he have that necklace around his neck?
It was taken from him. He didn't specify who it was. He didn't say why it was taken from him. That's all he knows.
Well, hopefully we find this necklace. What did it happen to look like again?
She described it as having a golden frame with a blue gemstone on the inside and a fine silver chain. It's like that they're describing it exactly as.
Is Oswald making that face?
Yeah, it's like,
Just imagining that Jesse Pinkman drinking water, just go on.
And as this is happening, Solby, you have come to again. And you are in the lower deck of the ship. And Quail isn't in your arms. And she's nowhere around. You can't feel her as of right now. But you do hear some of your friends speaking at the other end of the hallway. And so you gather yourself and you walk down there. And when you open the door, you see Oswin just, yep. And Drestel is awake, but he seems to be like,
Hey.
Yeah. Sorry. They,
No, you're good.
they seem to be a little out of it. And then you see Jean, he has this something around his neck. There's a lot happening.
Are you all well in here?
I'm doing better.
as well as we can be.
If you would have caught me 10 minutes ago, it was not so good.
I feel like it's a relative term for all of us at this point, but yes.
What
Are
is
you?
that?
Well,
I look to the
Oh,
variation on a theme by Ball Gag.
You were everything.
so
I just.
okay, this may not have been my greatest idea, but if you can buy me a couple seconds, when I feel an urge coming on, I'd rather have it than not. Let me get back to the important thing here.
I feel like that made it worse.
Okay. I can't this so the attacks were simultaneous. While
What?
you said you got attacked by a thing in town. While you had that going on, Oswin and I were attacked on the boat by some thing, some type of fiend. It looked kind of like a tiefling. It's hard to explain. It was like that, but different. Like it wasn't fully human, but it attacked us while the ship was at port. It means both of that happened at the same time. coincidences happen, but not with something like this.
It's strange, but I am the one that sought out the butcher. If it were a trap, it was very well played out.
I don't know if it's so much a trap as... Okay, hear me out. If something... Look, we've been dealing with forces that have been able to mess with us that we cannot see, that haven't been physically present, but have somehow been able to mess with our present state. If they can do that, it is not wildly out of the realm of possibility that they are therefore able to know when we are not together. So if they know that you're dealing with something out in the town, it stands to reason they therefore know we're split up. And that's the time to strike, if ever. I can't prove things like this, but there comes a point where you have to start deducing that A and B don't add up. It's the same thing like what they were trying to pull about my dad and telling me that the man who raised me, who taught me to be who I am, is suddenly part of all this evil going on. Something is not adding up, and I'm not sure what it is, but we keep getting pieces of information, and it's like we're so close, and I cannot figure out what's the key to it all.
What is it that you need to know? To ask a single question. Above all, what is it that is needed? Simply.
Why us? You two got roped into it as well when you came along, but it started with, and I'm not, like, you've been in some, you may be connected from the beginning, but at the very least with us, this has been going on. It's been following us, and we thought we handled it, and we didn't. Why us? What is it going on with this group that is connected to something?
Very well. I shall see what answers there are.
I believe that our destination is known to whatever entity it is that seeks to attack and seeks to threaten us. I think that it is aware of our intentions, that if we are going to save the people that we have said we will save, that will come at the cost of whatever this is. And like all things, when threatened, it will act up. It knows that we intend to stop its harm. If possible, I would love to do so without harming it in return, whatever it is, but it wants to continue its harm, perhaps because it is feeding on fear, or it is feeding on the people that it has taken. So it is lashing out. It lashes out by abusing your nature. It lashes out by feeding us dreams of hopelessness and darkness. When something is powerful, truly powerful, there's no need to tell the world that it is powerful. But it continuously tells us that the darkness is ever present and powerful. This is a sign of fear. It is afraid, and so it lashes out. But fear, it is a natural response. Fear is something that we all deal with, and so that means that at the core of whatever it is, we can understand it. And if you can understand it, then you can find a way to deal with it. Each one of us have been touched by this darkness. But you all still remain, eh?
Yeah.
What were y'all's intelligence checks? Oswin and John?
When we first walked in, 11.
16.
So Oswin, as Drestel is speaking, you suddenly feel a small hand on your back, and you turn around and you see the familiar, beautiful braids that are falling over her shoulders. And you close your eyes for a second and you think of Calliope. And then you feel her hand in yours. And when you open up your eyes again, she's standing there in front of you. And behind her is this beautiful field of just sunflowers that are spread across the valley. And she pulls you to follow her into the flowers. And do you follow?
I follow.
Okay.
It's flowers. What's the worst that could happen?
So she pulls you into the sunflowers. And is there a problem?
What's the worst that could happen?
It's flowers.
You know where there are no flowers? A boat!
It'll be fine.
It's fine.
The redemption.
It's fine.
The redemption is just quirky. It's okay.
Just jump. Just jump into this. Just jump. Don't care. Just jump.
Oswin thought she was alive.
We're all pulling Oswin back, trying to leap off the side of the boat.
Just hang on and let the DM narrate that. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
So she pulls you into this sunflower field, and it's very similar to the one that was by your house. And there's like an area in between where some have been cleared out so you can sit down across from her. And she starts like unbraiding her braids and then braiding it back again. So
hi, little one. How are you?
How have you been?
Surviving. Are you okay?
Do I look okay?
Here, yeah, but in the real world, are you okay?
I don't know. I'm just kind of here.
Where are you?
I don't know.
Where are we now?
I think we're in your brain. Some sort of, yeah, probably some sort of dream that you've had. Maybe?
Yeah. What's happening right now?
You're sitting in sunflowers with me while I braid my hair.
But why? You were taken. You're in danger.
Do you always have to ask so many questions?
Yes.
That's fair.
Are you with Valravn right now?
I honestly don't know. All I know is this world. And this is where I'm the safest. Is in your head.
Okay. Is there anything I can do?
Just sit here with me. And she continues braiding her hair. And it's a beautiful day. It's a very light breeze happening. And it's just the rustling of these sunflowers that are just swaying back and forth. And where the sun is, that's where they're pointing. And it's quiet for a moment until Calliope speaks up again. You seem scared.
I'm only scared for what is happening with you. Except for that, there's not much else to worry about.
So then why did you make that deal with Valravn?
To save you. I'm going to protect you. Is that okay?
Evil doesn't just stop being evil. Even when it comes to children.
And good doesn't stop being good. And what I feel is good is to rescue a child that is in danger. So I will do that.
I know you will, but there will be a cost. I'm sure you already know that. But I am going to be sad if anything else happens to our other friends.
I know. Just for now, stay safe. Stay here inside my mind where you feel safe. And just know that we're coming to rescue you.
How is Refna?
She's a little boy crazy right now.
What? I'm not there. I'm so sorry. I'm not there. Oh.
She's gonna enter the nether realms. Like, what did you just say?
I know I'm in a different room, but excuse me.
I will cross realms.
Cross realms. If you cross me.
Just, I'm sorry. I'm trying to save my brother.
If it's true, it's true.
All right, sorry.
I'm not there.
Calliope looks confused. Boy crazy?
She's having a lot of issues with her man right now that she needs to work out for herself. But except for that, I think she's fine. She doesn't really tell us.
Well, not that I have any business telling you or anything, but be easy on her. Only because, people find safety in different ways. Maybe that person is her safety. Just like I'm yours.
I will.
How's Jean?
He is fighting something inside of himself.
I know. I've been kind of checking in on him when I can.
Is there something that you know that you're not telling me?
I'm just worried about him.
Why?
When my dad wasn't there, he was like my dad. So I'm just worried. But I know he'll be okay.
He made a nifty little device. That way he doesn't bite any more children, so he'll be okay for now.
A child! I feel like that's important. You can't say any more. I'm done.
Oh,
what did he make?
Some stick device.
Oh no.
That he's able to chomp down on when he needs to.
So like what did my dad call it? It's like a gag, kind of?
Kind of, yeah. But this is to help vampires and not any other kind of use for it.
Okay.
What else do you know about Sean?
That Val Raven really wants him for some reason.
You don't know why?
No.
Well, I'll make sure that Val Raven doesn't get Sean. Or you, or Revna.
Just be careful. Because I know how you are. You tend to do things, not think about it, and then sometimes you get hurt because of it.
I'm willing to live with my consequences, but I am also willing to go out there and do what's right. But I'll be safe. I promise.
Okay. And just remember kindness.
Always.
Do you know how to braid hair?
I never learned that.
Okay. Well, I have to go now, but I'll still be here if you need me.
Okay. And stay safe. We're on our way.
Okay. She stands up and she gives you a wave, and then she walks further into the sunflowers. And the sky starts to become dark. And as it does, all of the sunflowers begin to wilt. Begin to wilt and fall over. Some start to dry out. Others start to sort of just melt into the ground. And you hear the words that have been repeated in other visions. You're about to enter into my fortress of darkness, where life knows no light, where death knows no bounds. I am the keeper of darkness. I am the keeper of fear. I am the keeper of black souls? Of lost souls.
Of dark souls, praise the Lord.
Of lost souls. And then you faint onto the ground.
All of us?
No. Just Oswin. Jean and Drestel, you see Oswin, and Solvi, you see Oswin fall limply to the ground.
Can I attempt to catch him before he hits the ground?
Sure. Roll a stealth for me.
What am I rolling?
Stealth.
Yeah. 18. I'm not gonna let you hit the ground, buddy.
Thank you.
You ever see those dad reflex compilations? That's how I like to imagine it.
Do you watch dad? Wait, what?
Yeah.
On YouTube, there's a thing called dad reflexes.
Videos that'll be like a dad sitting there on the couch and looks like he's passed out and the kid's next on the couch, like about to fall, and then I know it's like just like ultra instinct Goku, just automatic reaction. Like, kid's fine, everything's fine, we're good. Or just walking and
I'm assuming you've done that before multiple times.
At least more than once. There's no actually, you just have a moment where you're like, there's something wrong and I'm not sure what it is. And your eyes open and you just reach out and everything turns out fine. You may or may not have been part of the problem that led to there because you weren't paying attention, but we're not going to discuss that part of it because everyone's fine and that's what matters.
We're responsible fathers.
Yes.
Don't trust him.
That's the lesson.
Quoth the Raven.
Okay.
Quoth the Raven.
The Raven. Shook in the crow's nest.
Quoth the Raven.
Never trust a man. Okay. So yeah, you catch Oswin pretty easily.
Medicine check?
Sure.
He's dead.
With a natural 20, I would be very sure one way or the other.
Oh, yes.
Look, I appreciate it. And Osmond's great. Don't get me wrong. But we are going to need those later. So if you can save a couple.
just like maybe 3 or 4, you know?
Like when I don't have dramatic irony knowledge of the result is maybe the time.
You just really needed to know
right now.
It just... Right. It's like when a rogue rolls a routine stealth check and nat 20s and it's like, I mean, cool, great, 37, but what am I going to do with that right now? Cool. Yeah, so that's 27.
Okay. So you check his body physically and it seems to be fine. He still has a pulse. Everything is normal, but his body's running cold, very cold. And it seems like more of an energy sort of thing because he's not having like any physical reactions to being cold. And his breathing, although he's still breathing, it's a little shallow, like something is pressing on his throat.
I experienced earlier with 2 others more advanced manifestation of the death. Is this early stages a little bit of that? Is this related to any of the death I recognize? Because frankly, cold and death are close associated.
Yes.
So they will look up to the others. Our ally has whatever Magnus and Callum once did. In smaller measure to lesser extent, but present.
Was that Noir or Drestel?
Yes.
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 That was Noir.
That was just weary. That was just weary.
I was tired.
That was Noir looking through Drestel's spell book and Drestel going, "We have to help." And I'm like,
okay. Okay. I don't. I hate that we never got rest. God, I'm gonna have to blow both of my spell slots if this is gonna work at all. But I need to test it first. I can't just jump the gun. I'm first going to cast. Okay, so my thinking here, I'm gonna try and I know it's technically for a creature of that variety, but if Oswin is in some way possessed or what have you by a creature of that variety, my hope is we can go a little off rules exactly as written. I'm gonna cast Detect Good and Evil.
Okay.
And do I detect? I'm going to default to evil, but sure, let me know if there's good.
There is good.
A
very small semblance of good, yes.
On Oswin.
Correct.
And not evil.
I said a small semblance of good.
So
the rest of it is evil.
The rest of it is at like 97% evil, 3% good. Yes.
Here's what.
Yes. Damn, 3?
Pie chart.
Just to rules lawyer for just a second. Yes. It doesn't really detect good or evil over the duration. You know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead.
So does any of that going on?
Undead.
Okay, cool. Here's why I did that, and I'm blowing my last freaking level 1 spell slot. I want to cast Protection from Good and Evil on Oswin, which it would basically mean he can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by those. If he already is, which granted already is, any new saving throw you would give him against the relevant effect, he now rolls advantage in doing so. So essentially, my attempt to see if I can break the hold of whatever's on him.
So okay, so I'm gonna put a twist on that, and I'm going to say. It has to be higher than the intelligence roll that you made before walking into the room in order for it to work. So you have to roll for it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Do I get... Okay, am I gonna just use my casting modifier straight up, pretend like since we're going off the grid here? Mm-hmm. When I do a cast, I get a my charisma modifier is +2, so I'm just going to run it +2, basically pull a saving throw since we're just whatever. Do you want me to? Sure. There's no real roll associated with that, so that's why I'm kind of.
Yeah.
Question.
What's up?
Is Jean letting us know that they have a plan? That he has a plan, and that he's trying to do something? Or are you just doing it?
After all your Vala stunts last season, I so greatly want to tell you no. However, I so greatly, it would bring me so much joy. But I'll say,
who is Vala? I'm Drestel.
Exactly.
We don't know him.
But we just had a moment. We connected. So, damn it, fine. So John will be letting him know I'm going to try and break whatever is holding him. You've dealt with it once before.
Okay. And that's going to be a bless at you, Oswin, and Sulvi, and a bardic inspiration to you as well. So for your roll, you get a 1d4 and a 1d6.
Cool.
Okay. Gotta love being a bard.
7. And then +2 is 9. Okay. I gotta just not hit a 1 on each of these. And I'm off to a bad start because I got a 1 on the D4. All right, come on. Don't fucking dare. 6, I'll take it. All right, so that's 13, 14, 16 total.
Okay.
The fact I needed all of that to beat an 11.
See, aren't you glad you're Volospite?
Yes, I am, because I would have regretted that.
These storytelling dice, I'm telling you.
They're back.
I can fix him, damn it.
Because you are essentially asking to use your magic to ward off whatever is inside of his body.
Yes.
So, I'm not making this simple. I'm not.
Sure.
I'm making this simple. So, basically, storytelling dice. So
I rolled a 3.
Dice.
So you close your eyes and you start to concentrate this energy into Oswin's body, and when you do, you see kind of Oswin kind of floating in this like dark smoke that's surrounding him, and the words that that kind of were said in his vision and Drestel's vision and Solvi's vision start to echo as you do.
To just me or to all of us?
To you.
Okay.
Yeah. But you manage to reach in a hand, and please hold. You reach your hand into the smoke and you grab Oswin and you pull him out. But you take 3 points of necrotic damage.
Sure.
When you do so. And going back to your intelligence roll.
Oh no.
This sparks something for you. You feel rage. And I mean the rage that has you sweating kind of rage.
Someone said some shit about my mama.
Someone said some shit about your mom. All right.
Got it. There.
And then on top of that, the bloodthirst seeps its way into everything that you're feeling. And both of those feelings are combating each other, but they're clashing and they're making an even bigger feeling of just being out of control of yourself right now. You look at Solvi and you see that there's no blood present. You look at Drestel and you see that there is plenty of blood present. However, as you look at Drestel, you suddenly see the silhouette of someone kind of take where they're standing. And the scene starts to change around you. And suddenly you are face to face with your mother. And it looks like she is trembling, she is crying. And it's strange because you remember your mother as a strong woman, never wavering. And it was always like that in front of you. But this is the first time that she's been genuinely terrified. And as you're looking in on the scene, you're sort of starting to float above it, almost like a third person outside of what's happening. And in this dimly lit room where the orange of the fire is cascading around your parents' shadows on the wall, your father is towering over your mother. And you see that she's tied up with her hands behind her back on the floor in the middle of this black circle that's been drawn with soot. And you look over to the doorway to see a child with blonde hair, big eyes, and just looking in. He looks like he's about 2 or 3. And you realize that it's you. And he's not moving. He's just kind of observing, confused as to what's happening. And your father begins to recite an ancient language, and black feathers begin to trickle all over the room until a burst of just screams and energy burst out of the floor around her. And her cries start to mix in with it until she looks at you, the child in the doorway. And she says, "It'll be okay, Jean. I promise. Stay strong." And the woman known as your mother becomes unmade in a matter of seconds, layer by layer, until there is nothing left but the rope in the middle of the floor. The child that is you starts to cry, calling out for her, and it seems like it brings your father to and out of this trance. And he turns to look at you, not noticing that you were there. And he rushes over to you and takes you into his arms and holds you close. And he says, "It's okay, Jean. I had to do it for you, to protect you. Only for you. She's okay, I promise." That man slowly starts to morph into the man that you've seen before. The man on the aisle. The man that seems to be haunting all of your friends. The man in your visions. Ulfric. And he looks at you and he says, "You're almost home, my son." And that's where we're going to take our 10-minute break. So take some bio breaks, stretch, drink some water, do all that great stuff. And we will be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We're back from our break. Welcome. I hate all of you. I hate every single person on this. Our breaks are always a fun time. But let's get back into the second half of the finale, of the revelations, of the end, of the Armageddon, of the finality, of the DC Alfine, of the end of Andor.
Legend of Curly's Gold.
You just had, you could not physically keep that in.
Couldn't.
Like if you would have kept it in, it would have kept you up at night tonight. Would have kept you up tonight.
You don't know how hard the rest of the world.
Speaking of
Curly's Gold?
You just speaking of you just went through a vision.
I'm going through it all right.
Going through it. You're going through it. But surprisingly, you don't pass out like everyone else seemed to do. But instead of the rage that you just felt, it's replaced with this overwhelming sadness of the truth settling in, everything finally coming full circle for you. All in that moment. Your father has been lying to you. Your father has somehow gotten enough power to not only take innocent lives, but to also put his own son in danger as well as his home. And he did it all under the guise of becoming a knight. So Drestel and Solvi, you see Jean, and Jean is still kind of holding on to you, Drestel. And you see his expression kind of... Huh?
Oswin?
No, you went after Drestel.
Oh, yeah, the attack. The bloodthirst attack. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the last moments.
Yeah, and Drestel, you notice him kind of going through this shift of emotions that kind of all happen at once as he goes through his own vision. And then you're brought back to consciousness, Jean.
I told you I'd help you up. You okay?
That is a broad question right now.
I know it's a silly question, but well, your heart's beating and you're still you. So we've got that to start with.
Kind of don't know who I am anymore. And John's gonna look around the room and just where's Revna? We need to find Revna. We gotta talk this out.
Speaking of Revna, let's pan back over to that room. So you have just come out of this vision, and Callum is still standing there looking at you. The way it looked to him, you kind of just closed your eyes, and he was shaking you. He's like, Revna, are you okay?
How long was I gone?
Only for a couple minutes. Did you have another vision?
It was different this time. It was back at the place that it reminded me of how Eric described the place that I was found as a newborn. And there was a man there, and we have been lied to. I know things aren't as they seem, but this is either what I just saw was a complete lie, or what we thought all along with the clan and Scad. The ones that followed Valravan, that worshipped Valravan, and we just never understood. I don't know what the truth is, Callum. I just know that things aren't as they seem. And I know apparently there's a sun. And that's what Valravan, what we've been chasing, what's been chasing after us all this time, wants. His real name is Ulfric, apparently.
And right as you say that, John, Solvi, Drestel, Oswin, you all are making your way through the hallway. And Oswin, you've come back from your vision and you're still a little dazed, but it's more of you have a newfound confidence because you've seen Calliope for the first time in a very long time. And you're like, let's get answers, like, let's go kind of thing. So, you all go to the captain's quarters and you open the door and you see Callum and Revna talking.
I think we have some catching up to do.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Who would like to go first?
Where's the little one?
I look at Oswin.
I would look at myself too.
The other little one.
You took her.
Well,
You took my soul.
I'm so sorry.
Action follows consequence, as it will for him.
We'll get them back. We can get all of these souls back. The vision I had, Valravan is not as he seems. If this vision is to be believed, we're after someone named Ulfric. And Valravan seems to have been keeping him at bay as much as he can in some form or another. And now Valravan, I believe he's been killed. I think Ulfric, I saw Ulfric kill him. And Ulfric, what he's after is a son. If he gets that son, if the son gets to the Isle, then apparently he wins. If we keep the son away from him, we have a better chance at restoring the souls. I don't know if we can trust this, but I have a feeling, a genuine feeling, and if we can restore the souls back to their bodies, find the souls, find the bodies, restore them. Solvi, I don't know much about it, but I assume you do.
This is not the way that souls are separated.
I think in this case, Ulfric has made it so, and if we can find out somehow, if we can find a way to get the bodies back to their souls before Ulfric finds his son, whoever that might be, we can win. I think that's how it is. And Callum, I think we can save Eric and Atticus. We both know better than most how quickly the waves can change our course. Why should this be any different? We need to find the sun, make sure he stays as far away from Ulfric as possible, and find a way to restore the souls to their bodies once we get there. I believe her soul is among them. It's just a guess.
So the sun. Do we have any idea of who it could be?
I think I do. I think you're looking at him.
Your father is Ulfric?
I don't know. I just had some type of vision. I was a kid. I don't know if it's a memory I put away, if it was locked away. I don't know if it's the man who raised me or my actual father. I don't know. But I know what I saw, and I think I'm what he's looking for.
If that's true, you have to stay as far away from this isle as possible. If he even senses everything he's done, everything, taking every soul, leading us all here, it's to get you, and I don't know why. But Ulfric has a plan, and we have to have one as well.
Thing is, though, he also assumes none of us know any of this.
I don't think so. He was there. He killed Valorevin. He knows what I know. He knows at least that we know there's a son, and
I think he wants you to come. That was a part of the plan.
Listen. Maybe it's stupid. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. But if this is really my father, I gotta put him down. I gotta stop him.
You'll lose your life.
It's my responsibility.
Listen, I get you want to not play, but you want to set things right. But there are other lives involved.
Absolutely. And if my one life is lost for saving all of theirs, then that's what it takes.
What if
Do I want to die? No. I'm not looking to die. I'm not trying to run headlong into the worst case. I'm not seeking that. I need to be clear. But if push comes to shove, I'm prepared to do what I have to do.
And John, what happens if once you set foot on that isle, he has more of a hold over you than you believe?
Then what happens is we make sure he can't get my soul, and you stick enough steel in me that I don't get back up.
Okay. Okay.
Hey.
That will be enough talking of stabbing each other and losing our souls. Jean is right in that you must go. There is no other decision, because it appears that we have all been granted visions with some level of truth to them, and as much as I hate to burden all of you, there is a chance that on the island is someone that is very important to me, and we don't have time. We don't have time. I don't know what we will encounter at our destination. I can only promise you that I will do everything that I can to make sure that we all leave together, and I believe that you will all do everything that you can to make sure that we all leave together, and I believe that will be enough. I am sorry, Solvi, that Quail is no longer with you. I did not know. But you will be reunited. We will all be reunited with the ones that we love. And so we cannot consider any other option of spilling our own blood. There seems to be someone that is very vested in that for us. So let's allow them to think of that, yes? We need to focus. This Ulfric person seems to be the core of what it is that ails us. So we will find this Ulfric. Revna, you spoke of Ulfric attacking Valravn, seeing them in your vision, which I am sorry that you had to see, but it shows us that this Ulfric person has wants, needs, desires, that they are not infallible. They are powerful, but powerful people make mistakes. And as long as that is true, then we have hope. But I will not allow us to expend 1 second more thinking of the worst case. Jean, you are strong. You must remain so. If Revna's worries are true, and the island intends to claim you, then you must fortify yourself in a way that you have never done before. And where your strength wanes, I will lend you mine. And you will walk side by side with me and the rest of us, and we will face Ulfric together. Revna, I know that it would seem to be common sense to keep the sun away from the island, but we don't have a choice. So we will fortify the sun. We'll be the sun's bulwark.
We have to have a plan, though. Valravn let his guard down for a moment to let himself appear to me. And Ulfric killed him. He has a plan. And where one of his plans fail, he has a backup. We need to have one as well.
I have an idea.
Yes.
What he wants is your soul, Jean. And though I don't know the ways of Ulfric, I look to Revna. I do know about separating the soul. we could keep your soul safe. All you would have to do is die.
You mean Jean?
Yes.
Die.
As I have.
Can this be undone?
No one of the White Raven has ever tried.
If we're successful in our goal of restoring the souls to their bodies, Jean could be the last. We could restore his last, if you think that's possible.
Not unless we turn him undead. He is half vampire, isn't he? There is another vampire on this ship. He does this.
Oh.
What? That's out of character. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that tracks.
And you hid this from us this whole time?
I don't talk about it.
Anyone, it seems.
To face him. Whatever the plan entails, I need to be able to face him. And I know that makes no sense. And I know that you're worried. What if I lose my faculties, my senses, my whatever? But I'm telling you now, I won't. Not now. Not this time.
I believe you. I have believed since I've met you that whatever it is that is inside you, you can conquer it. My fear has only ever been your doubt in yourself. It slows you down. It makes you worry. You don't see yourself as the man that I know that you are. If you believe that you have yourself together, that has always been all I've needed from you, all I've ever wanted for you. I'll gladly stand by your side because I believe you.
I know you want to take, I know all of you want to take a route that is planned and I get it. But the more you remove me from the equation, the more everyone else gets put in danger.
No, you're right. Faith is a powerful thing, and I have always trusted you since I met you. If you believe that you can deflect whatever... If you believe you can stay in control, I trust you. I think we all have a soul at stake here. Every one of us.
Well, I don't believe you as much. But Calliope wants your safety. She cares about you. And so, if you cannot control yourself, I will be there to help you. Not kill you, of course, but to lend you a hand.
Promise to her. I intend to keep that promise.
Dreskel just has this big, cheesy smile on their face.
I adore Dreskel.
And Delta and I will be back here on the ship waiting for you all to come back.
Callum, are you sure that's safe? Because you... I think you should come with us.
We'll be fine. I promise.
Think about it. I'm going to be closer than ever. There's going to be one focus. That's the perfect time for everyone else to do whatever it is they have to do. They can keep the ship rigged and ready.
You've been...
Ravna. Listen, I know you want me to be there. I want to be by your side. But in the case that you all have to make a run for it, we are going to be ready to go.
And I can honor that, but what about the instances of time that you've been losing?
Still here,
if that means something, but if that means something and he comes back and you are not fully in control of your faculties, then Delta...
One thing at a time.
At least tell Delta, please. She deserves to know, so that she can watch out for you or watch her back if she needs to.
You worry about getting on that island and saving that girl.
Also, not to be a bother, but I am expecting a bird to come back with words from a friend of mine. So if that happens, just try and write down what the bird says. I wasn't very clear to my friend to give written notes back, so might have just talked to the bird. I'm sorry, this was not the time for this.
Do you all want to take a short rest? Okay, go ahead, take a short rest. So with that said, all of you kind of find a place to rest on the ship. And it's very hard to sleep, but eventually you all drift off into a sleep that is dreamless for once. And in a little while, you all wake up to the sound of Delta and Callum telling everyone to drop anchors and pull into Shadow Falls. And when you all come up and surface to the top of the ship, you see that the shores are that of black sand. It looks like soot. And the ocean has transformed from its crystal blue into this dark red liquid. And you can restore HP, by the way. And the smell of iron is in the air. And it pulls up to the shore. And Callum lowers the ramp down onto it. And him and Delta are kind of standing there, making sure that everyone's doing what they're supposed to do. And Delta looks at you all. All of you better come back in one piece. Okay?
We will. I promise.
Revna, find them.
You have my word, I will. Keep each other safe.
And she kind of does the whole, she holds out her hand. And do you do the clasp?
Yep. Like always.
Like always.
She'll hold it there. She'll hold it there a little longer this time.
Mm-hmm. In the case that you don't make it back, which I know you will, because if you don't, then I will be really pissed. Just know that I've always thought of you as a sister.
And are you?
I
Promise you I will bring Atticus back and my brother, or I won't come back at all.
She lets go. And do you all make your way off the ship?
Yep.
Do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when you step onto the shores, your feet sort of sink in. It doesn't feel like regular sand where there's like different sizes of crystals in it. It feels very fine. It feels like, imagine if the sand kind of felt like flour does in your hands. It's sort of that texture. And you start to look closer and you see fragments of bone in the sand. Some emerge to be skulls, other emerge to be parts of a broken bone. It's almost as if you're standing within a graveyard with how many come up. And when you look forward, you see these giant, very tall, almost looking like they touch the sky, walls that are a color that is so black that it looks like it is ripping open the fabric of time into darkness. Can all of you make a perception check for me? Oh, I dropped the dice.
She distracted.
17.
Story dice
Story
is back
dice.
for the finale. Story dice.
21.
Okay, so Osmond got a 21. What did you get, Jean?
17.
17. Okay, Dressel, what did you get?
9.
Okay, Solvi, what did you get?
Also 9.
Okay, Revna.
Hey, same page.
Revna, you got a.
Got a 7.
So, Jean and Oswin, you all look
Revna,
forward.
you've heard of black.
You've heard of black. What's his?
Have I?
What is? What is that?
You've
what
heard
is
of
that?
colors.
What is that? So you see the faint outline of an entrance within the wall. And you see that it's kind of like this walkway that goes into another area of the domain. So, would you all like to start walking forward?
Yeah, I'm just trying. Okay, let's go for that. I was just trying to see something on one of my abilities.
Okay. So you all are walking. You all are walking forward. Do you tell everyone that there's like a doorway?
Yeah.
Not a doorway, but an entryway.
This
Okay.
way.
So you all are walking, and it's very, very quiet. There's no sign of life on this domain. And even the sky is kind of this eerie gray with a hint of red in it. It almost looks pink, but it's not. It's a little bit darker, like a magenta kind of thing going on. And then suddenly you hear a familiar voice, Jean and Oswin, which is very ironic that y'all got the highest perception rolls. And it comes up behind you. It's like, oh, I have visitors. And it's a familiar voice that you've heard. And your starry friend that visited you on the ship shows up in a wisp of smoke.
Story die.
Story dice.
Story dice.
And he's standing in front of all of you. And to those that haven't seen him before, you see this midnight blue tiefling that has speckles of white on his skin. They look like constellations. And his horns are these kind of darker, almost black, and they curve back behind his head. And if you look close enough in his eyes are all black, but you can see tiny galaxies in his eyes that are sort of rotating. And he's standing there.
John's gonna get out his hammer, not full battle stance, but get it out. Just put it to the side of him, like this, and go. Good to see you again.
He's gonna shoot an arrow.
I was just look to Dressel and Sylvia and say, "Remember when I said we got attacked too?"
Oh, very attractive.
So now if you want to shoot the arrow, feel free.
And now I'm going to shoot my arrow.
I just wanted to clue in so there was some understanding.
And
we appreciate the exposition.
Right. Hold on.
It'd be
just a
really
second.
sad to shoot this star out of the sky.
Shooting star.
And we pretend airplanes in the night sky
I'm really sorry.
are like
Tanika.
shooting stars.
Tanika.
Don't do this to me. We're
Tanika,
brown,
when
but we're
you
not that brown.
when you do shit like this, you are Tanitha.
I could really use a wish right
but I
now.
don't know if that's okay.
You are
Wish right now.
Tanitha.
Wish right now.
So when you shoot him with an arrow, he kind of just does one of these, and he's like, "Hey."
We ain't even rolling.
I was like, yeah,
We ain't even
I want to
rolling.
hit his ass.
Oh, you're rolling to hit.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yes.
hit his ass.
Oh, okay, roll.
Oh, Rox didn't say I'm rolling. Rox said I'm going to hit. Note. You better
16.
back. Okay. I was like, you better back that up.
It was not a warning shot.
The warning is this is about to hurt.
Oh yeah.
So when you shoot that arrow at him, it takes like a little bit of his arm off, like as it zips by. No, not like. Let me rephrase that. When it zips by, it like gets on the surface like a flesh wound, but just a little deeper than that. So it kind of creates like this burn mark right here. And he breathes in. You know, I was gonna have this conversation without fighting. I was actually going to help you.
You should have worried about a conversation before you killed the father.
Listen, it was a part of the deal, okay? I had to do what I had to do.
And I have to do what I have to do.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Depends on what you're trying to offer.
It's simple. Whoever comes onto Shadow Falls, I guide them to Ulfric. That's my job.
But we do need to get to Ulrich.
And how about guiding us to the lost souls that Ulrich has taken from our friends?
That's up to Ulfric on if he wants to show you where they are. That's nothing to do with me. But you do have to get to his castle first. And you can't do that if you don't know where you're going.
Might I ask how long the journey is?
Oh, it's not that long. It's probably about 20 minutes or so.
Huh. Well, that's not very far at all.
Not at all.
Sight check.
Go for it.
Thank you.
Might I join this vibe check?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please. That's 18 total.
So, go ahead.
Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 24?
He's sus. He's hella sus. But I mean, he's very matter of fact. That is his job. He is the keeper of Shadow Falls. Like he guides people to Ulfric, potentially to be, sacrificed, what have you. Whatever happens after he guides them there is none of his business.
Might we have a chance to rest before you guide us to Ulfric?
See, he's a little impatient right now, so I mean, you could sit for like 10 minutes and then we'll have to go.
It's just been a very long day.
Yes. Yeah.
I understand. This puts you in quite a position, and I would never oppose this upon you.
I'm used to it.
I'm sorry to hear that, friend.
Don't be sorry. It's okay. Now, what would you all like to do?
Sophie will continue moving forward to go through the doorway. If Midnight wants to guide them, that's lovely. Mm-hmm. If Midnight is so disinclined, then they will find their own way, but they are going to continue moving forward toward the objective.
Okay.
John's also walking.
This is too much talking and socializing and smirking for, like, Solvi might have had something to do with this when they had a soul, but they don't right now. And so they are a little... There are many pieces of them that are missing, and apparently that includes give a shit.
You're going through it right now.
They aren't. There isn't enough there to go through.
Solvi is just the definition of... right now.
Yeah, they're a Daenerys smile. If even that. So, no, they're a husk.
So he looks at the both of them. Well, looks like some people are decisive.
Well, I am sorry, my friends have made the decisions, and I'm an adamant supporter of them, so I must join them. But thank you so much for your offer. Justin's going to start to walk by them and then stop when they're like face to face and go, and also I heard that you killed one of the crew members on the ship, and I just have to tell you that if you ever aim to hurt one of my friends again, we will not have a pleasant conversation the next time that we speak. But have a great day, okay?
I'd like to see you try, dog.
Unfortunately, you'll only be able to see it once, and then he'll keep walking.
Thaumaturgy can cause a thunder boom, right? So I think it's just behind them.
I love that. Solvi is a husk, but Solvi is still there for that thaumaturgy.
Revna, Oswin, are y'all following? Oswin! What's that face for?
I'll start to walk.
What's all the smoke?
I'll start to walk, and then I'll do the same thing as Drestel did, and I'll stop when we're face to me.
And he's like, oh, hold on. And he gets down and he sits on the ground.
This dude is asking for an ass whooping.
I'm not like them, so next time we meet, that'll be your last day living.
All of these threats.
It's not a threat. It's a promise. And I keep my promises.
Then lead the way, little one.
And he's gonna walk off while flipping you off.
Just. Revna, do you want to make any threats to Starboy?
What's Revna got to say?
No, as soon as Sylvie started walking forward, Revna would have taken out the bow and just like followed behind them, covering them. It's probably
okay. So you all walk through these sort of areas that are blockaded off by walls, but as it gets further into the domain, the walls kind of get shorter, and there's probably about 2 or 3 that you all walk through before you finally see the castle. And this castle is almost as big as these walls. It's made of this ancient looking stone that is kind of corroded with time, and there's moss sort of on the sides of it. It looks like an old Victorian, like Gothic church almost, but it's made entirely of stone, and there's intricate designs and ravens coming off the edges of it, sort of like gargoyles, only they're ravens. And there are 2 double doors that open almost automatically once you get to a certain point in front of it. And when you walk through, it's a giant hall that is empty and dark. You can faintly see that there are torches on either sides of you. And as you walk through, they start to light up one by one with red flames. And then on the other end of this room, there's another set of double doors, but they don't open when you get there. And now this room is illuminated with red flames that are casting shadows on the floor. And you all are standing at the second set of doors.
John?
Who wants to go first?
No.
John still has hammer in hand, is going to walk up and just knock on the door 3 times.
There's no answer.
Of course. Why would it be simple? Is there any window opening, anything like that at all on the wall other than just 2 doors?
Nope.
Cool.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
From the point of the butcher, did we ever get a long rest? I'm just double checking because I haven't pressed the long rest button.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
I was just double checking.
Yep.
All right,
Nope. We long rest spellcasters must suffer. So at this point, Sylvie will cast Thaumaturgy again, this time for the ability that allows your voice to boom 3 times as loud for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And to and through the doors say, "Let they who would keep Lord Ulfric's son from him suffer these doors to remain closed, else open them now in the name of the Lord of Shadowfalls."
Well said.
You know what? I'm gonna just give that to you. They open. So when you say that, those doors just kind of, and then they just slowly, with like this groan, they open. And they reveal Ulfric just sitting on his throne at the other end. And you see that this throne is made of skulls and bones. And he's sitting there with his legs crossed. He doesn't even look up.
Should we start with the father-son chat?
Let's go down the line.
So, how far away is he from where we're staying?
I think Game of Thrones throne room.
Okay.
About that distance.
First thing I want to do, does this look like is this visibly my father, or is it like I'm connecting dots like there was some sort of magic in play? Okay, so visibly it is him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wanted to get that. John just gonna walk forward.
And when you walk forward, he slowly looks up. My son. You're here.
That's it. That's all of this. That's what you got for me.
I mean, I could say more. It's just I'm not sure how much you want your friends to know.
I don't know. Been lying to me since I was a child, so I want them to know maybe all the things I want to know, which is anything.
I've shown you the truth. I've shown you what I've been doing to protect you. Now, if you don't agree with my way of protecting you, that's your own volition.
How do you have the nerve to say it's for protecting me?
You're still here, aren't you? It obviously worked in some ways.
They're still here too. Were you protecting them? You can't just claim that because you did a thing, it was honorable. There's right and there's wrong. You are not the arbiter of what that is.
Weren't you the one hanging on my every word, my every action, as if I were a hero?
Weren't you the one lying every step of the way?
John, listen. And he stands up, and he walks down these little stairs that kind of lead to the floor, and he stands on the last one, so he's taller than you. You can make this simple. You can give me what I need, and I can protect you, and you won't have to worry about anyone else in this equation. Or you can stand here and continue to disrespect me, and then I will actually have to kill you and your friends. And I don't think you want that.
Wouldn't matter what I wanted anyways. Because it's not about me. Because if it was, that threat wouldn't exist.
You also don't know what I've had to sacrifice for you.
What you've had to sacrifice? Oh, poor you. After everything we've been through. After everything you've put those around us through. Calliope. Magnus. They mean nothing? Of course not. Because it's not about them. But understand this. My father is Dorian Arluk, Knight of the Realms. Whoever you are, I don't know. Now you want something from me. Return the other souls. Should be a simple proposition.
And why should I do that?
How do you think this goes otherwise?
If your friends can make a case for themselves, then I'll consider it. But you don't speak for them.
I don't have to.
Hello? Hello, Elric?
Just, is this thing on? Hello? Hello?
It's like a question at a con. Yes, excuse me.
I'm such a big fan. I'm
long fan.
Hi.
Next.
Long time listener, first time paladin. Justin's gonna kind of take a step forward. Well, I'm going to take it that was an opening for us to speak. So I just wanted to, first off, begin by saying hello. It's not exactly nice to meet you. You understand. Ulrich, from what Jean tells me about your time as posing as his father, I can't help but feel like you understand fundamentally things that are right and things that are wrong. And I don't know what you aim to achieve in this. I don't know if it was you that sent the visions to all of us about the darkness, but I implore you to perhaps reconsider what you're doing. You sit on a throne of skulls. You have to understand, this is not the way of things. This is not the way things should be. I simply implore you to perhaps take a step back and look at the harm that you are doing, not only to your son, but to yourself. Whatever power you hope to amass, can it truly be worth the cost that you are paying and will continue to pay until you are stopped? And you will be stopped.
I will be stopped.
Yes.
Fine. He raises his hand. And he does this. And suddenly you see the bodies of everyone kind of held against the wall with vines wrapped around their limbs to keep them there. They're breathing, they're alive, but they're not there, obviously. Take them.
2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
1, do I see Asta? And 2, do I see Quail?
Yep.
There's only the briefest flash of fury when he sees that Asta actually is here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when they see that Asta actually is here, but they walk over. Hey. Glad to see you. Okay, you with me?
See, it's not just me. It's not just me. That's what you do.
Oh, it's not. Oh, they're not slapping. They're clapping.
Oh, okay.
They're like, hello, are you here?
None of them wake up.
Pulling out the sword and gonna try and cut the vine.
You do, and please hold.
Oh. I'm not a killer, but don't
baggage
me.
and bungee cords.
Pick a number between 1 and 4.
Oh, good.
2.
How many people are on that wall?
A lot.
You take 12 points of damage. These vines that you try to cut, they release this sort of dark magic onto your sword, and it spreads to your body, and it causes these ripples of pain to kind of rip through you, and you take 6 points of psychic damage.
So the next question I have to ask is, does it look like they're making progress? Like, if they keep cutting, Austin will be free. They just got to tank it.
Mm-hmm. You want to keep cutting?
God,
it's up to you.
You had to ask that question.
Drasta goes, you'll be out in just a moment. And we're gonna
cut it.
Yeah, we're gonna get Asta out of there.
Pick a number between.
Do we see that they're in pain?
Yeah.
Do we see the thing going on?
Yes.
Can we go and pull them off?
You can try it. I mean, it'll spread to all of y'all, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm almost there. Perhaps this is the vine that is keeping them asleep, and once I finish here, then Asta will be fine.
We can find another way. Hurting yourself is not the way, because that's not what she wants.
Oswin says that, and the sword drops. And there is sobbing and blubbering, and just a hand on Asta's face. You said to me, with really good friends, I will find a better way. So just stay right there, okay?
How the fuck am I supposed to be evil after that? Like... Okay, Bree.
Drestel does pick up the sword, and there is an emotion on his face that there's emotion on their face that they don't often show.
Honestly,
before it happens, there's almost like an agreement that they're making in their head, and where Drestel is the height of civility, there is just the savagery. There is the liking at this point. Mm-hmm. And they pick up the sword and just look to Ulrich and go, okay, so you have chosen to be defeated today. Good.
When Drestel has that break moment, the Husk of Solvi will take their hand again.
You feel,
and it isn't really the same pressure, and it is much colder than it used to be.
Drestel has always done a thing when anybody touches their hand where they try and keep the shifting calm and not noticeable. No. That's not there. You feel the moment the bones crack and go claws.
Doesn't affect them right now. Then Solvi looks to Jean, who seems to have kept the most focus on Ulrich, and with an eye to, we understand that this is about to go. Does Jean look ready for that?
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
This may go poorly. I'm just going to warn everybody right now.
Let's do the bad idea.
This dude's dead, in my opinion.
Can I try to cast a spell, but use sleight of hand? It's a concentration-based spell, basically to do it in such a way that it is not immediately visible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Because I want to cast Branding Smite, but essentially the idea is it creates a visible brand on my weapon. But if I'm holding my hammer like this, in other words, what I'm looking to do is have the head that's not facing him be where the brand appears, to see if like I can already have it should we get into combat, but it's not immediately clear what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fair. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Okay. Let me read one last thing, which might really be one last thing. Okay, cool. So, okay, that's going on. John's just going to stare him down and just say, release them.
And he raises his hand again. And with a flick, all of the bodies hit the floor. Blood rains on the dance floor.
I was like, wait, what happened?
I really, like, before I realized what you were doing, I thought you meant they were dead. I thought you meant they were dead.
Right. It took me a second to remember the lyrics. And then I was like, wait, how far up were they? What happened? Exactly. What does this fall into? And okay.
They weren't that far from the ground.
Right. That's why I was like, that's a hell of a fall that they just... That's also some imagery right there. You just kind of...
I love how you and Teddy...
kind of rolled through it.
I love how you and Teddy literally just legitimate concern for the bodies. Like... So... Everyone slowly sinks to the floor, and he raises his other hand, and suddenly out of the ground, all of these beautiful orbs come up, and almost like wisps, each of them kind of have their own path, intertwining like past each other, and then suddenly all of the souls slowly go back to all of them. And all of them begin to wake. And Ulfric finally raises a hand in front of Jean, and he does this. And Jean, you feel like you can't breathe. Got some Jedi Force going on. But he slowly starts to do this.
Can we attack?
Yeah, that's an immediate.
Can I move?
Lunge.
At all?
You can try, yeah. You can try.
Like how far from me?
You're like 6 feet away from him.
Okay. So yeah, well, my hammer's charged, so bam! I'm going for that. I'm gonna try and heft it back, because it's a maul, it's long-handled, and try and get a good hard swing in with the other side.
Roll for that.
Well, would you want me to just roll the attack, or like roll a save or anything first?
That's a good question.
That's what I was like. I would love to just pretend like this isn't stopping me, but choking does things to some people. You see, different things to different people. But we should probably just move past that one.
We aren't here.
You
to
still
yuck
have
them.
the
Yes.
around it anyway. So I guess
No, I don't still have the damn thing.
make a strength save.
Can't stand it here.
Make a strength save.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay, so you get enough to lift your hammer up and go ahead and roll for that attack.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, 19 plus 7, 26.
That absolutely hits.
Cool.
So you swing the hammer, and with a sick crack, it kind of goes against his head, and he drops you, and he stumbles back, and he kind of falls to the ground, and he's there for a second. But when he looks back up, you see the form that you saw on the Isle of Raven. This very gross, just deformed, feathers sticking out of his face kind of being, and his claws kind of come out, and he is ready to fight.
Oh, so are we?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Is that roll initiative?
That's gonna be a 23 for Drestel.
Why?
Ready.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
23 as well.
Let's go, Ozzy.
Whose armor class is stronger?
I have 15.
Armor class?
Uh-huh.
I have 16.
Okay, so then it'll be Drestel, then Oswin. What did everyone else roll?
Let's see. When you get a 1 and then you add a +1, that's a hot 2. Right there is what that is.
So Jean is out of the
Right.
room.
I will fight
everything.
sometime next week. I'm going to defend myself
Everything.
by saying I already swung once, so technically I'm lapping y'all.
Sylvie, what did you get?
22 on a nat 20. This
Nice.
was, if it had waited just one roll later, it would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Instead, this is not super, necessary, but here we are.
Okay. All right.
And I don't know where the baddie is, so you can just take that.
Right in front of Jean.
Right.
Like a LeBron every time.
Ah! 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 Get out of here, Iggy!
Okay, so
Clutch block.
basically, all right, Drestel, let's go.
All right. We're doing this. We are doing this. That's gonna be a miss, most likely. That was 11.
11 does not hit.
And then on the bonus action attack, that'll be a nat 20.
That absolutely hits.
Smite.
So we're about to have some fun. I'm about to blow my last bardic inspiration to make this a you know what? I want all the smoke. We gonna make this a defensive flourish. So I've got a lot of math to do, so just bear with me, y'all.
You're good.
You got this.
Math is hard.
Math is very hard.
So that's 6 on the defensive flourish. So my AC now goes up by 6 for the round. That's so 18, 24. Now it's time to smite, and I'm gonna burn my last 3rd level slot to do 4, so 8d8 damage.
Oh, they said no. One hit KO.
They said you will be scalped today.
So I've got more math to do. 1 second. I just need to pull out a good old fashioned calculator.
If you're on, are you on D&D Beyond?
Yeah. So that's 67 points of damage.
How did you get? Where's the plus
Crit
24
smite on
from?
undead.
Huh? The 24 was the weapon damage plus the mobile flourish damage.
There we go.
Yep, that's a crit smite. Yep. There are good feelings in this world. Seeing one's child's face, the light of the sun on your skin, but no, there is no better feeling
Okay, so
than smiting on a crit.
Drestel is like, Asta needs to get out of here.
how do each of you individually want to finish him? I kid you not. That was
Bree, we ran into this last season too. You keep giving us big bad bosses that we can more or less obliterate when we go all in one hit.
When I said 1 hit KO, I was ass joking.
You need to start giving us some bosses with like 220 HP. Just because.
So Drestel, they run over, and I'd imagine that they jump over Jean and slash with the first one, only to have that attack miss. But they land behind the bad guy, and they land behind Ulfric, and just the second one straight through the neck. And Drestel would love to say something, but they're total bestial form right now. So after the slash, just a loud roar. It's completely inhuman. It's just animalistic
totally feral
at this point. Yeah.
Who's next?
Who's next?
Oswin, you're up.
Okay. Well, Oswin, I guess we're all just hitting him now.
Just go ahead. We're throwing in some
Do what you got.
We're running up the score.
Yeah.
This is for the flavor.
We're doing Persona. It's an all-out attack.
Literally.
Okay. That's where we're at.
So I don't need to roll anything. Just check. Alrighty. Well, as all that happened, you see Oswin just jump right over Drestel, and he does like a front flip, and as he's flipping around, he shoots an arrow right through the top of Ulric's head, and just like superhero lands in the back of him.
That's why the hand doesn't fall off. That's sick.
His spine got aligned from that.
We're beating up your dad.
It's like someone who's really good at ISOs when they're like, but the head got stuck over here, and then they're just continuing.
It's hot.
He's hot.
All right, Revna, you're next.
I'm next.
Go for it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can roll back.
Don't roll for it.
Oh, are we going initiative order? Is that what y'all were doing?
You called it out, so if Revna's next. Revna's next. I don't know.
Yeah, then right now this is just a flavor thing, so everybody can just hop in and do whatever.
Yeah.
Is it apparent that he's about to be gone? Like, is it apparent that there's no reason to attack? I guess.
I mean, he's got an arrow in the head and the sword.
And he got a hole.
His head was cut off.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
if that just happened in front of me, I'll just go over to the bodies, to be honest.
If that just happened in front of me,
That just happened in front of me. Like, I'm just like, okay, they've got it.
Happened.
They've got it covered. They've got it covered.
All right. Does anyone else want to take a dunk on him? Waiting. We have built up this whole campaign for this moment. Okay, I'm ready.
Don't you remember Solvi was all like, their spirit will be obliterated from this realm and the next realm. The memories of their ancestors will be wiped from time.
They have no ancestors anymore.
Wait, I want to see this.
Okay, I'm ready.
Solvi has been so businesslike, has been nothing but this task because there is nothing left in them. And so in preparing to fight, even that, the light of the spell that Drestel had seen, the glow doesn't even seem to be from them because there is a piece of you that needs to be there to cast magic. And as these wisps of souls move from orbs to their bodies, that light is barely an ember from Solvi. But where their voice has been so flat, telepathically, it is as clear as if it is coming from their soul. You took her from me. And as the soul moves back into their body, that ember alights into a radiant beam from and through their chest as the guiding bolt at their highest new level punches through this being, filling him with radiance until he cracks and shatters.
Okay. It's not really much of a follow-up after and shatters.
Right.
So, I think we just got to move forward on this one.
Sit in it for a second. Wait a minute. Okay. Woo. So.
What do I follow up with? And I hit him with a hammer. I can't. Like, we're just going to.
I mean, that just means there are cracks. It doesn't mean that you can't.
Shatters! I'm not overriding that. That was awesome. We're continuing.
Ulric's shattered body lies in porcelain pieces on the ground. And slowly but surely, almost as if a gust kind of comes through, it goes away in this kind of smoke-like material. And from behind you, you hear, listen, I'm not gonna do anything. You all don't have to go home, but you do have to leave, because this is my domain now. So get your bodies or whatever and leave.
This is going to be the first time you all ever see Drestel move on all fours, but they dash over to this. They dash over to this guy.
Let me see if I can. Hold on.
I am right with you.
Are all the
I feel like
souls back in
Osmond
the
made
bodies?
a promise
I will say
that Midnight really should have paid attention to.
Sorry, I had to pull up his.
You know what, Oswald? If you're going with Drestel, this would be the time.
Hop on that back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a dirty 20 for Tiefling Boy. So as you're dashing at him, right when you're about to hit him, he vaporizes into the air and he's like, "I'll see you later," and then he's gone.
Drestel is going to do like a slide stop, anchoring real low so Oswald can hop off, and just in a voice that is not their own, just yell, "You will only see it once." And that's it.
Is there any wisp visible nearby
One
of this getaway?
Yeah.
Is it within 120 feet?
Yes.
Dispel magic. Oswin made a promise.
Oswin did make a promise.
Get that ass.
So
But he should have kept his goddamn mouth shut.
Should have kept his mouth shut.
It costs $0 to shut up.
$0
To keep your mouth shut.
So this grown-ass tiefling materializes and he's like, "Well, fuck." And then he drops to the floor. He drops to the floor and he's like, "Well, that was fun."
As that happens, Oswin's going to jump off of Drestel's back with his short sword and just go right down onto his neck. Do I need to roll for that?
Yes. Yeah.
Ain't this? Does a 12 hit?
Nope.
You have inspiration you haven't spent yet.
Oh no, I used
That
that
is
last
true.
time.
Oh, you used it?
Oh.
Use mine. Take mine.
Can I attack?
Does anyone else want to attack before dress?
I didn't get to do anything to my pappy. I've got some hammer aggression to get
Not
out.
the pappy. He's not my dad.
Okay.
I mean, says the man who loosened the jar for the whole party.
Yes, but then I didn't get any of the pickles. Okay.
What pickles?
So Jean's going to step up, and I am going to speak before I roll in
First.
hopes that the power of God and anime are on my side. I have been informed my entire life is a lie. The man I once called father, turns out he was maybe the worst thing there is. You picked the wrong one. As he's walking up, and then he's gonna bring the hammer and try and do a swing and then a slam down because I have 2 attacks.
Roll for daddy issues.
That is a 23.
Come on, storytelling dice. Storytelling dice.
And
Story
that
dice.
is a 22.
He needed this. He needed this.
He did.
Okay.
All right.
Both of those hit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I still have Branding Smite up, by the way. And I'm going to add in a Divine Smite because why the hell not?
Paladins.
Love it. So, which I actually, yeah, I'm going to cast with a 2nd level slot. So, altogether, we're looking at 26. Is he a fiend?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, there's that extra damage.
Yeah.
God damn, paladins.
So, all right. So we got all of these.
Feels good.
I'm allowed to re-roll this one because it's a weapon fighter. 6, 17, 19, 20. Let's see. 28 points of hitting you with a hammer damage. And then... Wait.
This is where the party is. Weapon damage is nice, but the real party comes after.
And then 8 points of radiant damage, so that's 36. And then I got another 48 coming. 7. 4 is 11. 4 is 15. And is 19.
It costs $0.
$0.
So when you swing your hammer around, the air in the room goes with it. And it almost knocks Oswin over. And Dressel, you kind of have to ground yourself to stand against it. Solvi, you're kind of doing one of these numbers where it's like, and when you bring that hammer down on this poor tiefling.
Four? I have witnessed at least one murder already. I'm sorry.
On this tiefling.
There we go.
His body succumbs underneath it. Everything crunches. And he is pulverized into the ground.
That's what you get. I'm gonna go check on Calliope now.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's not moving.
The entire time.
I was waiting. I was like,
I'm assuming there's no more movement there, so I'm picking up and I'm going to look for Calliope.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. So
Taking out the trash now. We can.
Right.
So Calliope is on the floor. And when you look at her, you can tell she's kind of aged just a little bit. She's a little bit older than the last time you saw her. And she's kind of passed out. So.
She ain't up yet?
Would you rather she had seen that just now?
Right.
Are the other folks around conscious, or is everybody like lying unconscious?
They're kind of lying unconscious. Some are starting to stir, but it's not like
Solvi will go in and begin to cleric. Notably more animated now that they have,
it's like, I'm fine.
Muscle.
Me when I haven't eaten.
Literally.
Accurate.
John is going to lift Calliope's body and cradle it and just look at Osmond and say, I told you. I made a promise. And is going to start walking around, like making sure none of the bodies have any like major wounds or anything, but it's going to keep her safe.
Yep.
Do we see, did Ulfric have that necklace that we were supposed to be looking for as well on him, or is it anywhere around this place?
You didn't check the body, so I mean,
I'm gonna go check that body.
What body?
I was about to say
I'm gonna go check them ashes.
They gone. They blew away like a unicorn's kiss.
But the necklace is there.
The necklace is there.
I'm gonna go grab that necklace.
It is Asta's necklace, so
I'm gonna come bring it over to Drestel.
Drestel is still standing where the pulverized tiefling is, and just breathing heavily and growling and having just, there's no Drestel right now. There's just the wolf.
I walk slowly in front of the wolf, holding out the necklace. It's over. She's safe. Return this to her.
Like there's a clawed hand that's like, it wraps all of your hand, and then it slowly goes back to Drestel. And as they return to themselves, they just pull you in for a hug and just go, "Thank you, husband. Thank you."
Of course.
I had a very difficult time coming back. Oh, this is nice. I see why she wanted me to go get this. Oh, these pads. Like you can see there.
Fucking pants!
He's a little assed out. They're a little assed out at the moment. So just pull.
Every time I think of taking the menting cantrip and I don't, and I regret it. Here we are.
They just pull their shirt down low, like trying to cover it.
Did the dead tiefling have on pants?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nobody
It's
looked.
all good. Don't worry.
You ransacked the dead body for pants.
There are alternatives, just so you know.
Really, there are, but I mean, like,
Not better ones.
Exactly.
Now, in fairness, he's not going to use them.
Right.
He's not going to use them.
Okay, so you put the pants on.
Yeah, but they're my pants now, so yes.
Okay, so Revna, what are you doing? So they're there, and Eric is checking on Atticus right now. He's woken up and he's like trying to shake him awake and like literally like hitting his face like, can you wake up please? And like he's like over his body and like holding him. It's like, can you wake up? And yeah. So he's in the zone of getting Atticus awake, so he doesn't really feel your hand on his shoulder. And he puts his ear next to Atticus's mouth, and he's like, okay, you're still breathing, and that's okay. I don't know what to do. What? And he looks up and he sees that it's you, and he immediately breaks. He breaks and he embraces you. And as that happens, Atticus starts to open his eyes. What happened? And he looks up and he sees that Eric and you are hugging right now. And he's like, Revna? Is that you? And so y'all are hugging. Y'all are hugging. And laughing. I know. Bless his heart. And y'all are hugging and laughing through tears. And Solvi, you hear behind you. I knew you'd come find me.
Sylvie doesn't turn around. Funny, because I remember someone who didn't have a lot of faith in it. And if I turn around and I see her, she might feel very silly.
It's because I was sad.
Well, in that case, and Sylvie will spin around and as part of the spin, scoop Quail up and just keep the momentum going into just a big kicky legs off the ground, one arm hug.
Yeah, she's definitely going to hug them back and just try not to cry.
My soul, my beautiful soul, you're back.
I missed you.
I missed you too. But what is this? You're still, I set her down. Not inside here. You're out here in the world now. What's that about?
I don't know. I guess it's just like a thing that I can do now.
Well, that makes you pretty powerful, and we're going to need to go tell the Order of the White Raven all about it. They'll be very interested in how the most special soul in the realm learned to do such a thing.
You think I won't get in trouble?
Well, I don't know about that. But if we do, I think we know someone we can blame.
Okay.
And at that, I think Solvi will stand up and look to Jean and where he is, because he's all alone in this moment, I think.
I mean, I'm holding the unconscious child.
Yeah. Right. But, like, not interacting. Are you guarding this realm now? It's going to need some... look to the skull throne. Reform.
You know, things were not nearly as complicated when I woke up this morning. But I swore an oath of devotion. I did. It was devotion to the people of the land. I figure out what that means every day. We'll see how this goes. I don't know if that is particularly my forte.
So, as the both of you are talking, Jean, you feel Calliope just like wrap her arms around your neck. Are you okay?
He's obviously going to hug back and just go, I am now.
Did he hurt you?
You know, funny enough, it feels like he used to hurt me at this point.
but this time he did.
Missed you.
I missed you too, baby girl.
Where's Oswin?
Oswin just runs up and just joins in the hug. You finally saved John, sister. Yeah.
Given all the height differences at play, John's gonna lower Calliope down and let go so they can properly hug.
And Calliope hugs you, Oswin. Like really, really, really tight.
I was so strong. I almost betrayed all these people for you.
Wait.
What?
Pardon?
Don't worry about it. It ain't important now. And he's gonna hug her even tighter.
I missed you too, Oswin. And Drestel.
Yeah.
You see Asta on the floor. And
Okay.
she hasn't come to just yet.
Okay. Just not vicinity, just shake it out. It'll be good. say something cool. Say something cool. Like, hey, long time no see. No, that's not good. Like he's saying all this as he's walking. As they're walking to the unconscious body of Asta. Okay. All right.
It's literally they're standing over this body and just.
Oh, I got it. Lose something? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, it's adorable.
They kneel down and kind of pick Asta's head up and just kind of shake. Hello. Hello. Look somewhere? Nope. That was lost some key. Oh, I had it. Are you awake? Oh, you're not good. Second chance. All right.
And you see the corners of her mouth trying to fight a smile. Just
no. Just pretend. Just like you see, they're trying to put the crease of the smile back. No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to pretend?
Oh no! Now it's ruined. Hello, Asta. It is good to see you again.
It is good to see you too. What are you doing?
I was going to say lost
and she's trying not to laugh.
I was going to say lost something. You were going to be like, whoa, the thing I asked you to get, and I was going to be like, I got it. I fought the bad guy, and we are, look, there's a throne made of skulls. Don't be scared. It's fine. It's safe now. But I was just be like, I did that.
And she just hugged you.
I am glad you're safe. Did you get my bird?
The camera goes back over to the bird.
Still has the scar and the cloak.
Damn bird.
The damn bird.
Shit.
And she kind of buries her face into your neck and she's like, that was a cheesy letter, but I appreciated it.
I don't think it was that cheesy. I had kids for me. I was worried about you, and I should have been. I did not. How did you get? Not important. Let me. I have so many friends. Okay, so I don't know where to start. I don't want any one of them to think that I like them more than the other. You understand? So I think all of my friends equal. I love them all. That is
John is gonna nudge Solvi and be like, it's like watching a ship insist on going straight off a waterfall. But you gotta love them, right?
I put my hands on Coil's shoulders. She's been asleep a while. Let her have her entertainment.
Yeah.
Let's just watch just a moment longer.
Is this what love is supposed to feel like?
Exactly.
Sure.
Like this. Yes.
Okay. And all of you are reunited with your lost souls. And the vague memory of Andor and its people kind of comes to all of you. And the harmony that was amongst the people before, the lives that have been lost, Magnus, Cal even, the Ingvar and its crew members, Vala, Leliana, everyone comes across your memories. And finally, you feel at peace, you feel complete. And the threat of evil, the threat of loss is gone. And Revna, in your ear, you hear, I knew you could do it. And that is where we end Andor. That was the longest session ever.
I heard you say in your ear you hear, and I was like, I swear to God, you pull some 11th hour nonsense, then end the seat. Come on now. Okay, we're allowed to end with a happy ending. I'll take it.
What were you saying?
No, that's the after credits.
Rox, what were you saying?
Oh, just on their way back to the ship, because they obviously have to go back to the ship at some point. Oswin's going to pull down Jean's ear to his level, and he's going to whisper very quietly, "You're going to have to be the one to tell the girl that her father is dead." And then he's just going to run off.
And now we roll the end credits.
Sure.
Oswin just somersaults away.
Thank you all for joining us for this adventure of Andor. It's over, and it was the finale, and it was so great. I'm so happy that it ended the way it did. You know, me being me, I really debated on just killing everyone, but you know, what's the fun in that? So, with that being said, let's go around the table. Let's go around the table.
Sprinkle that in there.
Tell people where they can find you, who you are, who you played, pronouns, all that great stuff. Let people know where they can support you. And let's start off with, speaking of, Anorian.
Sure. Hi, I'm Anorian. I was playing Jean. I go by he, him. He goes by he, him. You can find me at twitter.com/NorianGD for Game Dad. You can find me on twitch.tv/Norian. I do the streamy stuffs. I play the games. I do the things. And you can support me at those places.
Next, we have Tenny.
Hello, I'm Tenny. I played Revna tonight. You can find me at It's Tenny with 2 Y's at the end of it. My camera is blurring out.
Mine was doing the same thing not too long. You got to hold it.
You know,
hold your hand up.
After a while, we all lose focus. It was a very long game session.
It's for the best. Okay. It's Tenny with 2 Y's at the end of it on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. And pronouns are she, her, and so we're Repness.
Yes. Next, we have Sam.
I'm Sam Delev. I have been Solvi the Re-Ensouled, and you can find me throughout the Twitcher nets. My full schedule, for which is role-playing and variety streamer, is on twitch.tv/Delevely, Delevely, and all of my one-offs and little things and interviews that I get to do, like I got to do for Roll Together RPG, can be found announced on my Twitter at Tchaikovsky, ChaiKovsky.
Cool. And next we have Noah.
Hey, that's me. I'm a whole Noir. You can find me everywhere on the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch.
Whole ass Noir.
I'm not half Noir. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I do stuff all over the net. This week, if my calendar is correct, our guest for Morning Ritual will be Roll Together's own Chris. So that'll be fun. Woo. And for everything else that I do, just look at my Twitter pin post, which if I'm not lazy, will be updated by now.
And finally, we have Rox.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rox. Tonight I played Oswin. Both of our pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok at Rox the Wizard.
And my name is Brito. I was the GM for tonight. And my pronouns are she, they. And you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, the TikTok, at Brito _. I do all kinds of things. I do this, and I also play TTRPG. I have some things coming up that I cannot disclose, and I'm very excited about, so be on the lookout for that. That'd be great. And you can also find me screaming about social justice on the interwebs. So, yeah. We're going to go ahead and get y'all out of here. So let's do a special thank you to our sponsors. We have Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Elderwood Academy, D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. Do not forget, we are all over social media at Roll Together RPG. There are podcast versions of each episode. If you do not want to look at our faces and listen to our voices, by all means. And you can find archives of older episodes on our YouTube at Roll Together RPG. So thank you to the players. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you to Roll Together for putting this story together. Okay, we're gonna go now.
We all roll together.
Thank you, Bree.
Thank you, Bree.
Thank you, bro.
All right, see y'all later. Bye.